Hey, Mr. P again here, programming to Arduino Zumo bot programming. I wanted to make a few modifications here to the motor program that we used before and add a few other parts to this code to kind of take it up to the next step for us controlling our robot. So let's get started, I guess. We have our Zumo bot library up here at the top, just like before. For the most part, you can use the code that we used for our last activity. We're just going to add a few things. One of them is this Zumo 32U4 button B. We're going to add that in here as long as you have it before the void setup. But I put it in here just for organization purposes. I put it after button A on here because we're going to have options to choose with our buttons this time. The rest is the same, the LCD screen and the motors. Alright, that's going to be the same. Our constant UINT 16_T is going to be motor speed. And if you remember last time, because I'm having it drive on a small piece of cardboard, it drove off the edge. I'm going to slow down the speed a little bit this time, so I'm going to go 150 for the speed on this one. And because I typed it on here, I don't have to change it for the forwards and backwards for every motor on that. I can just change it in one convenient place, which is why I wanted to show you why I did that before. Down here is the void setup, button menu, LCD screen. Alright, that's on there just like we did last time. And at 0, 0, I'm going to print the word press, and then at 0, 1 on the next line down, I'm going to have it say A or B. I think I'd run out of room if I tried to go press A or B all on the same row with that. So I'm putting it on both of those rows of the LCD screen. And here we are for the void loop. So first part here, I have bool button press, like what we used last time, is equal to button A dot get single debounced press. This time, because I want to use two buttons for this program, obviously as you could tell by the LCD menu up here, we want to use button A and B. If we press button press 2, bool button press 2 is equal to button B dot get single debounced press. Okay, so we're going to have those two options. Alright, now after we press one of those buttons, we're going to use our two if statements. Our first one is if button press, which is for this one up here. This is referring to when button A is pressed. We're going to delay 1,000 or 1 second. We're going to set both the left and the right motors to their default speed, which is now 150. That's the same as before. Alright, so it's going to go forward, it's going to wait for a half a second, it's going to go backwards for 2 seconds, then it's going to stop. That's the program, that's the same for the most part. Alright, now the second part of our code is going to be if button press 2. So this is for button B. And what's going to happen is the robot's going to turn right. So if forward is going forward and negative, or positive is going forward and negative is going backwards, how could we turn these robots with these tracks? Well, as most of you already have figured out, if one motor is moving at a positive speed and the other one's going at a negative speed, you're going to have the robots turn very sharply. Or you could have one motor be 0 and the other one turn, and it would turn just not as sharp. So I'm going to go motor speed and negative motor speed to let it turn very accurately, and I'm going to have that go for 2 seconds. Alright, then I'm going to stop both motors. Motors.set speeds to 0, 0. So none of this is new from what we've done. We're just applying it in a slightly different way for practice. And we're going to delay for a half a second, which is 500. Delay 500. And then we're going to have the robot turn to the left. So this time, if we want to turn to the left, we want the left motor to move backwards and the right motor to move forward. So left motor is going to be negative motor speed, right motor is going to be motor speed. And then we have delay for 2 seconds, delay 2000. And then we have stops both motors. So we'll run our program, it'll stop then we can test it by either pushing the same button again or use a different button for this next instance. Let's go ahead and upload this program and see how it works out with the robot. Alright, we're ready for this. Ready for our robot here. Let me get this turned on. Alright, so we got press A or B, just like we programmed it on there. I'm going to try A, the A button. It's going to go forward for 2 seconds. Stop for half a second. It's going to go back for 2 seconds. Alright, so step 1 works. And then let's try button B. Turning right, pausing, and then turning left. And there we have it. So robot moving forward, backwards, turning left and right, using multiple buttons, and having those buttons have a little menu system on our LCD screen using our Zumo bot. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next tutorial.